Her Story is a program that explores women, leadership, and healthcare.
There certainly were a handful of women, that I met early on in VC who I really owe a lot to because they were so kind and supportive, yet firm, and would give me the feedback that I needed. These were women who, saw me sometimes flailing around trying to figure things out and still, and gave me the support and confidence that I needed to move forward. And having those sort of role models was really invaluable.
You might be surprised at the people who become your mentors, as I was. When Donna Shalala called and said, "Come over, I want to talk to you about your career," I didn't even think she liked me, much less that she would help me achieve, one of my career dreams to run HICVA. I would just urge any young woman listening to this to really look for, who can be a mentor, who can really be a sponsor for you, because those people are really just priceless.
There was a point in my academic career when you had to go in for kind of your midpoint evaluation to see if you were on track for tenure. And the person who was responsible for that review for me was someone who came from a very traditional academic background, very lab-based. And at the time, although I was on track, I had lots of publications, great grant funding, and lots of fellows, and was really excited about the direction my career was taking. He really thought that successful people at the university needed to be in the lab. And so I'd spent time in the lab. That wasn't my priority. And he suggested I find a new mentor, get back to the lab, buckle down, and restart my career. I was horrified and cried in his office, which was even more horrifying. And then I got mad, and then I got very busy. And I just set about the prospect of making sure that my academic credentials were impeccable. And ultimately, I did get tenure. But it was really a wake-up call that that emotion had to be channeled into something good, because otherwise I was really going to fall apart.
I was overconfident as an early entrepreneur, and then through every challenge that then I then quickly faced on the very long and treacherous journey that it is becoming a healthcare founder, building a company, having that emotional safety net and a family that I think was comfortable with failure and making big bets was, I think, something that made me willing to try. The emotional roller coaster, I think, is the hardest part of it. I think there's a balance of it's like can be motivating, but you also need to manage that with this support.
We think about mentorship in such a transactional way sometimes. And I think it's really a lot about finding people who remind you of yourself or who you aspire to be in some sort of way. And then not just approaching them for the 30-minute coffee where you ask them about their lives, but really finding out how you can volunteer to help them on something. Because you will not get paid to do the job you want to do today. You have to earn the skill set to really be valuable enough to take that on. And often the way to earn that experience is to volunteer for it and learn from them as much as you can.